Video evidence from the scene shows that Preddy got between a woman who'd been pepper sprayed and a federal agent who was pepper spraying her. Preddy is then pepper sprayed himself. He continues to try to protect her, but he's tackled and restrained before ICE agents open fire on him again and again and again and again and again. Not a single shred of video evidence shows him drawing his gun, which he had a legal permit to carry legally. Now, in the face of those facts that you just saw with your own eyes, DHS Secretary Kristi Noem called Preddy a, quote, domestic terrorist. She and the officials who work for an administration that pardoned violent and armed insurrectionists who assaulted police officers at the U.S. Capitol on January 6th, they are now today, without any sense of irony or shame, claiming that by virtue of having a gun, Preddy had a gun, which he never brandished at any point in the interaction with ICE agents, that somehow ICE shooting him over and over again was justifiable.
This individual showed up to impede a law enforcement operation and assaulted our officers. They responded according to their training and took action to defend the officer's life and those of the public around him. And I don't know of any peaceful protester that shows up with a gun and ammunition rather than a sign. This looks like a situation where an individual arrived at this scene to inflict maximum damage on individuals and to kill law enforcement.
You cannot bring a firearm loaded with multiple magazines to any sort of protest that you want. It's that simple.
I am sorry that this gentleman is dead, but he did bring a 9mm semi-automatic weapon with 2 cartridges to what was supposed to be a peaceful protest. I've been to a protest. Yeah. Guess what? I didn't bring a gun. I brought a billboard.
A, I actually don't believe that. But B, quote, I don't know of any protester who shows up with a gun. We know they have the names of hundreds of them because they pardoned them. All of this flies in the face of the facts as we can see them with our own eyes and the law as we understand it. Our colleague Carol Leonnig is reporting this, quote, multiple seasoned law enforcement officers told MS Now that they have been unable to see the justification for the shooting. Here's Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara.
This is an individual that was a city resident. It appears that he was present, exercising his First Amendment rights to record law enforcement activity, and also exercising his Second Amendment rights to lawfully be armed in a public space in the city. So I think very obviously there are serious questions that are being raised. I have seen different experts and people analyzing the video that have made statements about that. I cannot speculate, but I don't have any evidence that I've seen that suggests that the weapon was brandished.
In a statement, the parents of Alex Preddy say this, quote, we are heartbroken, but also very angry. Alex was a kind-hearted soul who cared deeply for his family and friends, and also the American veterans whom he cared for as an ICU nurse at the Minneapolis VA hospital. The sickening lies told about our son by the administration are reprehensible and disgusting. Please get the truth out about our son. He was a good man. Thank you. That plea from a grieving mom and dad to, quote, please get the truth out about our son is part of what is fueling a fact-finding mission and, frankly, a backlash. It's taking many shapes and forms right now. On the legal front, the state of Minnesota has gone to court to seek an order ending ICE's deployment in the city of Minneapolis, a judge sharply questioning lawyers for the Justice Department. She asked whether a letter from Attorney General Pam Bondi demanding an end to sanctuary policies and for the state to hand over the voter rolls, in exchange for an end to ICE operations was a form of coercion. A ruling on that could come down at any point. The pushback to the Trump administration intent on spreading lies and disinformation in the wake of another deadly shooting by ICE agents is where we begin today with senior contributing editor and Minneapolis native Michelle Norris, and our reporter Alex Tabbitt is back on the ground for us in Minneapolis. Alex, I feel like the roller coaster and the whiplash that you and I and our viewers have been on from when we were together over 2 hours on Friday for that incredible protest. And then this news Saturday. Just before you get into your reporting today, take me back to the moment when you found out about the shooting.
Just like how our team found out about the shooting of Renee Good 17 days prior to the shooting and killing of Alex Preddy, we found out via an ICE observer, somebody who's dedicated their lives, their free time to hold these officers accountable. So we rushed to the scene, but we weren't the only ones who rushed to the scene, Nicole. Thousands of members of this community found out that yet another person was shot and killed by a federal officer here in Minneapolis. And instead of staying home and learning about what was going on their television or scrolling on their phones and anxiously, they got into their cars and they came towards the danger to hold these federal officers accountable and to be there for their community. One man named Greg Ketter, 70 years old, said he couldn't stay home. And I want you to watch his moment of catharsis.
No! You! Stop! Look out! Damn! Just kill. Okay. I'm fine. I don't even breathe anything. I'm just angry. I'm 7 years old. Angry.
We just caught up with Greg and we asked him to contextualize this moment that his city, that his community is going through in the grander context of his life. I want you to hear what he had to say.
Well, it's a shameful period in American history. I saw a person after Renee Good was killed, a person who must have been about my age, and he was in tears too. And he just said, I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed of all of this. This is not my America. And that's the way I feel. It's just not what we're about, having our own police, or whatever you want to call them, come after us, or come after Americans. It's just not right. And come after immigrants. The immigrants are an integral part of our community.
You've got the federal government with a presence that just so greatly outsizes what the state and the city is able to defend its population from. Under those circumstances, where do you find this hope?
There are a lot more of us than there are of them. I mean, if they're going to start killing people randomly, then it's going to cause a lot of fear and panic, but a lot of people are going to step up. I just know they will. I mean, there's always the adage that, the right has the guns and the left has snowballs or whatever it's going to be, but I don't want to see a civil war. It's not going to be like the Civil War in the 1800s, because it's our neighbors, it's our friends. We disagree, and we should be able to disagree, but we should be able to disagree with I don't know, with some respect for each other, and there's just none of that left. Nobody seems to respect their neighbors anymore.
And Nicole, it wasn't just in the moments after the fatal shooting of Alex Preddy that people rushed to the scene. It's been every moment since then. We've been here at the crack of dawn. We've been here at midnight. We've been here in sub-zero temperatures that can induce frostbite. And every time we come here, you will see what you can see right behind me right now, which is a community mourning just like they did 3 weeks ago for Renee Good, just like they did last week after a 5-year-old boy was detained by federal agents and sent to Texas. A community in almost perpetual mourning right now. Nicole.